please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. In the description of this video, you can find my compiled link. Through there, you can find ways to support the channel, my other social media, and more. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. How's it going, everybody? CJ here, back with another video. We're doing a first thoughts today. This first thought is on Ohabi Caleria, Archer Tribal. This card's really cool. It's kind of got like a mini Seedborn Muse or Drum Bellower effect for your archers in the command zone. That's sweet. And whenever an archer you control deals damage to a creature, you can pay 2 to draw a card. It doesn't need to kill the creature, just needs to deal damage to it, and you get to draw cards. So it's kind of cool, and it's got reach. There's some pretty cool things you can do with this commander. There's a lot of archers in Magic. Unfortunately, none of them are crazy powerful. There's a good number of them, though, that have tap to deal damage abilities. And that seems very good with this commander because you can tap, deal damage. It untaps during your opponent's untap step, and you can draw cards. It seems pretty decent, pretty good. 3 mana. There's definitely some cutesy things that you can do with this to really buff up and make these archers a lot more powerful. There's not a lot of cards I'm going to be talking about today, but the categories I'm going to be talking about are, of course, archers. I got 2 sections of archers. Archers that have tap abilities, and then just decent archers. Then we have ways to give your archers death touch, because 1 damage is not going to do that much, but 1 damage death touch means dead. Seems good. Then we have ways to give your opponent's creatures that fly, because a lot of archers can only hit flying creatures when you tap them. So if your opponents have tokens that are like 1/1s with flying, then you can just tap to kill it and draw a card by paying 2 mana. Not bad. Seems like it'd be worthwhile. And we have some additional ways to make it so your archers deal damage to your opponent's creatures, because that seems like a good idea. And a bunch of one-off cards. So let's start off by talking about the archers. Archers with tap abilities include Arbalest Elite, Aven Archer, Crossbow Infantry, Brigade, Devenant Archer, and Devenant Healer. Devenant Healer is kind of cool because you can also protect yourself a little bit. Elite Archers, Elvish Hunter, Femerith Archers, Harpoon Sniper, Jagged Scar Archers, Lady Caleria, which is what Ohabi Caleria is based off of, Matsu Tribe Sniper, Scattershot Archer, which is pretty cool because it deals 1 damage to all flyers when you tap it. So you can just, if say you have 10 mana open and there's 5 flyers in play, you can draw 5 cards. Not too shabby. Then we have Silhana Starfletcher. Instead of tapping to deal damage, this is a mana dork, which can be very useful because it can get untapped by your commander here, and it can be used to pay the mana costs on some of the archer's activated abilities, which is just very convenient. Other archers to talk about. These ones don't have a tap ability, but they seem very good for the deck. You have Great Bow Doyen. This is a lord for archers, and whenever an archer you control deals damage to a creature, it deals that much damage to its controller as well, which is really nice. Trophy Hunter, it doesn't have to tap to activate to deal damage, which is cool, so it's just basically 2 mana to deal damage and 2 more mana to draw a card, so 4 mana draw a card. Not too bad. There's Arcus Acolyte, Atsokin Archer, which has a fight trigger when it enters, Bamboo Grove Archer, which has Channel, which is pretty convenient, Halana, which can make it so when your creatures enter, they fight a creature by paying 2 mana, then you can pay an additional 2 to draw another card because they fought and dealt damage, so it just kind of works really well. There's also Stalking Leonin, which is pretty cool, and Realm Walker. Not technically an archer, it's a changeling, but it seems really good for this deck. Next, I'm going to talk about Death Touch, ways to give Death Touch. Basilisk Collar, great card. Gorgon's Flail and Gorgon's Head, both of those can give Death Touch. Sereth seems amazing in this deck. Taps creatures you control have Death Touch, so you tap to deal damage, and that gives it Death Touch, and boom. Untapped creatures have Hexproof, so protection, and you can use it to untap creatures or lands, so you can activate again. That's awesome. Love that. Venomous Fangs is another way to give Death Touch as well. Next, we're going to talk about ways to give your opponents flyers, so that way you can actually target them. You have cards like Afterlife, Benevolent Offering, Combat Calligrapher, and Hunted Troll. All those seem like pretty cool includes. You also use cards like Predator Flagship, Soratami Cloud Chariot, and Whalebone Glider to give creatures flying that your opponents control, so that way you can kill off their creatures. So like their actual creatures, say, oh, I want to kill that creature, let's give it flying so then I can just shoot it. Seems like a good idea. Next, we're going to talk about ways to have your creatures deal damage to your opponent's creatures without needing to tap. Just so if you have extra mana, you can just kill stuff. Aggressive Instinct, Ambuscade, Clear Shot, Devouring Tendrils, Master's Rebuke, Nature's Way, Rabid Bite, Ram Through, and Spinning Wheel Kick all seem great for this. And now we're on to the one-off cards. I'm going to start with some tribal stuff because tribal cards seem pretty good in a tribal deck. Cards like Icon of Ancestry, Vanquisher's Banner, Coat of Arms, Herald's Horn, all those can put in a lot of work in this type of deck. You can have a lot of archers in your deck anyway, so why not capitalize on it with cards that interact well with tribes. Then you have Hearthstone to make it so your activated abilities cost less mana. That seems pretty good when you have a lot of activated abilities that require mana to tap and shoot things. Bloodthirsty Blade seems great in this deck because a lot of the archers' activated abilities are to deal like 3 damage to a creature that's attacking or blocking. So with Bloodthirsty Blade, you can goad creatures into attacking and then shoot them. That seems pretty great. Archery Training is a really interesting card that you could use it on your commander, so that way you can actually tap your commander to deal damage to stuff, which seems pretty decent. Caltrops and Lightmine Field both seem pretty decent in this type of deck, because your creatures tap to deal small bits of damage. These will help to increase the amount of damage done so you can actually kill things. It also makes it so people don't really want to attack or try to cut deals with you, so it's a little more political too. I think that these would work really well in a deck like this. Then we have Dalsum. Dalsum seems amazing in this deck because a lot of archers have reach. So he'll work so well here to really just give your creatures vigilance basically and make it so they can't be blocked very easily and draw you cards. Great include. Cliptorthright is another pretty cool card for this deck because it turns your archers into mana dorks. So when you untap during your opponent's turn, you can use your other archers to tap and activate archers that have activated abilities that require mana, or just use them to cast instants, like anything. That's a pretty cool include because of the fact that you get to untap all your archers. Also, Welcoming Vampire seems pretty sweet as a card draw engine in this deck. Archers tend to be very low power, so our Welcoming Vampire can draw you tons of cards. Great card for this deck. And that is everything I have for Ohabi Caleria. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.